what is EPM? For those that don't know, we kind of brought this topic up again. She came for the intro and then she's leaving. But we brought this up because we just tested one of my mares, Trudy, for EPM, which that blood work has yet to come back yet. But I have a mare, Annie, who was diagnosed at 3 years old with it. Now, we have done extensive work with her to get her to where she's essentially in remission. Like, if you did blood work on her right now, she would look fine. But what is it? It's a dang long word, so I'm so sorry. I'm gonna mispronounce it. It's equine protozoal, here's the big one, myeloencephalitis? I don't know. But anyway, that's what EPM stands for. Essentially, it's a disease that attacks the nervous system, so it's neurological. This is not something genetic. This is actually something commonly passed through possum feces. So if a horse is out grazing near it, if it is in the hay that gets baled, there's no real way to combat it. Sometimes it's fatal. Sometimes, like with Annie, you catch it really, really quick and you get on top of it, you get them on meds, and you learn how to manage it. And Annie manages super well. So symptoms to look for if you think your horse might need to be tested. So I'll tell you with Annie what her specific symptoms were, okay? So you look at this big juicy booty, okay? You would never know. At one point on this left side, it looked like a basketball-sized mass was taken away from her butt from the atrophy of muscle. It was almost overnight. She had an incredible amount of muscle atrophy almost immediately. So muscle atrophy, loss of coordination. So Annie was 3. We were starting to ride her. She started tripping. She started not being able to hold a lope for more than 2 strides without just tripping all over herself. She couldn't hardly pick her feet up. It's like she didn't know where they were. She also started doing this thing where she would tilt her head kind of weird. Yeah, it was scary. Again, she's not paying attention, but other symptoms could be excessive sweating, seizures, muscle tremors, weakness, paralysis in spots like their face. That also might lead to difficulty swallowing, which means choking issues. And like I said with Annie, I think the biggest ones that affect a horse's daily life is also the coordination and the lack of muscle. I mean, I've seen it affect a horse so badly and it gets too far gone that they can no longer get up. They are stuck down. When they are up, they fall constantly and then they break things. They have just no muscle to where they have to lean up against things to stay standing. It's really, really sad. Now, if you're lucky to figure it out quickly like we did with Annie, here's kind of the protocol we took. So she was 3. We figured out right then, okay, not going to be a young show horse. We're going to slow this down. We gave her pretty much a year break. Put her out in the pasture. Because we didn't want her to get too weak. We still wanted to go out and move. We put her on Marquis, which is a paste medication. It's probably the most potent, but it's also $1,000 a month. So we didn't want to keep doing that. The medicine she's on right now is called Protozil, which is really, really good as well. It's not quite as expensive, and we have her on a half dose. So it's still $300 a month. And then when we brought her, she was on Marquis for probably 6 months. When we started bringing her back slowly riding, we wanted to lower the stress amount. So we were doing very, very low stress riding. We started trail riding a lot. And when I did bring her back, I started doing walk and trot poles and things to build her muscle up in very short bouts. She didn't get ridden every day. And then even when I started showing her again, I kind of kept it to 2 classes. I didn't do a whole all-around classes. So that's why she usually did the trail. And then maybe I took her in the horsemanship, but she didn't do everything. So she was diagnosed at 3 and she is now 9. And literally you would never know. I will say her hind end movement probably didn't develop as good as it should have. So she doesn't, the quality of her movement isn't what it could have been. But she doesn't, her neurological issues are gone. I will say, I feel with the stress of it, when I was trying to do lead changes with her and whatnot at one point, the coordination, I feel was lacking a little bit. Not that she would trip on herself. It's just her brain couldn't really grasp lead changes. But that's okay. We didn't need that. She still fancy as all get out just by herself. So, yeah. Let me know if I missed anything. If you've had experience with a horse with EPM, it sucks. I hate it. That's kind of why I have a hatred for possums. But, we just got to deal with it. So let me know if you have any questions.